Echoes of a Broken Man, Episode 4. Whispers between pages. The first week of June rolled in with a sharp wind, blinged the windows of the classroom as though the world itself refused to stay still. Daniel sat at his desk, shoulders hunched, pencil in hand. The noise of the classroom swirled around him, but his focus stayed on the faint lines spreading across the corner of his exercise book. Shapes, formed, crooked, but full of quiet intent. Drawing wasn't just a pastime anymore. It was a shield. It's a way to stay invisible when he wanted to, and a way to pour out thoughts too heavy to speak aloud. Mandy leaned over, resting her chin on her hand. "You're always drawing. What's that supposed to be?" Daniel shrugged, shading the lines darker. "Nothing." Sofia peered from the other side, grinning. "Looks like wings to me." Maybe he's drawing his future girlfriend, an angel." Mandy laughed, swatting Sofia's arm. "He's too shy for that. Hi, die before talking to a girl like that." The girls giggled, and Daniel pretended not to care, though the heat crept up his neck. It wasn't cruel teasing. It was the kind that softened the edges of his days, even if he couldn't admit it aloud. When the bell rang for break, Daniel packed away his things slowly. Outside, Michael was already waiting at their usual spot near the tuck shop. He waved a packet of chips dramatically over his head. "Daniel, you're just in time to witness history. I'm about to break the world record for eating chips in under 2 minutes." Daniel raised an eyebrow, managing a faint smile. "That's not a record." "It is now," Michael shot back, already stuffing chips into his mouth, cheeks puffed out like a squirrel. He tried to speak, but only garbled sounds came out, sending Daniel into a rare burst of laughter. Michael grinned through the crumbs. "See? Worth it. I can make you laugh. My job here is done." Moments like this mattered. The grief didn't vanish, but Michael made it feel less like a prison sentence. For a while, Daniel could just be a boy in grade 4, eating chips under a tree, not a brother living with a hole in his chest. The days at home, however, were quieter still. Evenings were heavy. His mother's voice rarely rose above a murmur, and the sound of his father's footsteps carried more weight than words ever could. Daniel found refuge in his notebooks, sketching by the dim light of the kitchen bulb. The lines he drew became more certain shapes of birds, trees, faces he half remembered, all of them carrying pieces of what he couldn't say aloud. One night, his mother glanced over his shoulder as he bent over his page. "That's beautiful," she whispered, her voice cracking. It startled him. He hadn't realized she'd been watching. Daniel only nodded, unsure how to respond, but a warmth stirred inside him. For the first time since May, her voice held something other than sorrow. At school the next day, Mandy noticed his sketch again. "You're getting good at this. Maybe you'll be famous one day." Sofia smirked. "Or maybe he'll just sit in the corner of art class forever." Daniel smiled faintly. For once, the teasing didn't sting. Maybe because he was starting to believe that drawing could be more than hiding it, could be something that carried him forward. As June stretched on, the days blurred between laughter with Michael, chatter with Mandy and Sofia, into silence at home. Daniel still felt the ache of his sister's absence, sharp as ever. But now there were tiny cracks where the light slipped in. He didn't know it yet, but piece by piece, he was beginning to heal. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and join us again on our next chapter of Echoes of a Broken Man.